Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Madness, madness, they call it madness. Madness, madness, they call it madness.
Said the 17.4 million different opinions of leavers. There is not. There was very basic and very, very clear indications of what we were asking for when we left. But nevertheless, if we're going to have another vote like this people's vote that people want to do, why is it such a binary choice that accept the condition or we remain in the European Union? That decision has already been made. Despite what George Soros wants to do with his money, we've already made that decision. Even if it goes to Parliament, because that's the next question you're going to ask me, put it to Parliament, but the choice is accept the deal or go back to the European Union and tell them to start again.
All right, I see. So the second vote, the terms for you... So hold on, Mike, let me just clarify your view. The terms for you should be either we accept the deal Theresa May brings back or we go back to renegotiate where we don't like the terms. How long does that continue for, in your view, Mike?
I don't know. We do it once more, and then if after that we say, forget it, European Union, you're obviously not negotiating in good faith, you're all crooks, we're leaving anyway on whatever deal we can...
But Mike, that brings me back to my chat with Vicky, which I don't want to repeat again. Please don't make me go around in circles. No matter what scenario you imagine in your mind, walking away on a no-deal basis is never the end result. It's only another tactic to try and arrive at another deal, right? And so ultimately, we still will end up at a deal, and the question still applies. Should Britain have a say over the deal that we end up with?
Well, you can go round and round in circles then, but yes, we should have a say, but the question needs to be phrased in the way that we've already accepted we're leaving. So the answer is, if they still won't accept it on a second...
So we keep going back and forth like that, playing ping-pong. How long does that carry on for?
No, then we go back out on WTO rules and we let the world markets govern what happens.
The WTO rules don't solve our Northern Ireland problem, Mike.
There is no problem in Northern Ireland. You don't have to have a border between Northern Ireland...
Mike,
construct.
Years of terrorism tell us there's a problem in Northern Ireland.
Rubbish.
There was no terrorism.
As a threat. So there's a whole bunch of old has-beens IRA terrorists that are just waiting with their guns to start again. If there's any sort of...
Isn't that a problem?
...on a border.
Isn't that a problem?
No, it's not going to happen.
What's not going to happen?
There's not a whole bunch of old IRA terrorists waiting with their guns to start a war again.
No, Mike, I'm saying there's a problem there, though, isn't there? The Stormont Assembly's broken apart, hasn't sat for months, right? And the peace process is contingent. It's contingent on having a situation with a relationship with the European Union. And so at the end of the day, there has to be a negotiated settlement. Whether you like it or not, there is a problem in Northern Ireland, and the WTA rules won't solve it.
There is no problem in Northern Ireland. That's been made up. If you recall,
Mike?
This is a different phone-in. This is a different phone-in.
Mike!
Martin McGuinness, if you recall, he knew he was dying, and he used his death to bring about a constitutional crisis in Northern Ireland.
Mike.
He made it sound like he had to leave. He was leaving anyway because that was predetermined.
All right, so according to your solution, we say, all right, we're going back to WTO rules, right? And then somebody from the Republic of Ireland wants to step across into Ulster. What do WTO rules say about that?
Well, they already step across into Ulster.
Right, so we still have freedom of movement between the EU and Britain after we leave?
We have freedom of movement across the British Isles, which includes Southern Ireland. We've had it since 1920 under the...
But Mike, I don't think you're understanding. The Republic of Ireland allows somebody to step from France into its territory, and if that French person then goes from the Republic of Ireland into Ulster, it's then in United Kingdom territory. Should that scenario continue to happen? What do the WTO rules say about that?
The Republic of Ireland is not in Schengen, and therefore anybody coming in from France, Germany, or any of the other Schengen countries can be recorded and will know where they're going.
Well, no, they're stepping into the Republic. The Republic does what it wants. Do we need to know what the Republic's doing?
No, the Republic of Ireland doesn't do what it wants. It's doing what it's told by Michel Barnier and the rest of the crooks.
But that's my point, Mike. Mike, hold on a minute. You're saying we go to WTO rules. What do WTO rules say about the Republic of Ireland remaining a member of the EU and allowing for free movement from the EU into the Republic if the border remains open with Northern Ireland? That means free movement remains in the United Kingdom as well. What do the WTO rules say about that scenario?
WTO rules say nothing about that. You know very well about
Well,
that.
then how can we revert to WTO rules without a deal?
We can revert to WTO rules on trade, and if people want to wander across the border, and they're not hardly going to come across in the hundreds of thousands, are they?
Well, if that's the Achilles heel, the only place from which you can enter into the United Kingdom via the EU, I suggest to you they will continue entering the UK through the Republic of Ireland.
No, it won't happen. I just don't think it'll happen. It's being raised as a
okay, Mike, you're worried about Polish and Romanian and so on and so forth migration from the EU into Britain, and you want to shut that door, but you're going to leave the door open in Northern Ireland, and you're telling me that the very thing you're worried about won't continue to happen.
Did I tell you I was worried about Romanian and Polish immigrants? I don't think I did.
So you're fine with free movement?
I'm fine with relative free movement as long as...
No, free movement, because the Republic of Ireland will continue to have free movement with the EU.
Because at the moment you have free movement of criminals, of...
Yeah, but Mike, whatever you have at the moment, the Republic will continue to have that scenario. And so if you don't shut the door on Northern Ireland, they will enter Britain through Northern Ireland.
And I still contend they will not come across in their hordes like they are now.
Well, if you've left the door open, why wouldn't they?
Well, because perhaps they'll want to come and want to go and stay in Ireland.
Mike, listen to yourself. Please listen to yourself. You sound like somebody who's saying a robber's going to come through my front door, so I'm going to bolt the front door and leave the back door open, and the robber won't come through. That's the kind of logic you're using, Mike.
If you're saying that's a problem, let's put a border up between Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland.
Which is not what the WTO says. I mean, you can suggest that, but if you suggest that, Mike, then that isn't a no deal. That's us saying, okay, one of the things we're going to do if we don't like the terms of the deal that Theresa May brings back is we're just going to erect a hard border between Northern Ireland and the Republic. If you do that, then what happens to the peace process?
Why is the peace process governed by a no border?
Because that was part of the terms of the deal with the Sinn Féin.
Yeah, and I think you'll find that it also says subject to any future changes. So the future changes happened, that we have elected to leave the European Union. Ireland has elected to stay in the European Union because they had a second referendum because they were told to. And if that means a hard border, then it's their fault, not ours.
And just to hell with the peace process in Northern Ireland, yeah?
No, not to hell with the peace process. We put a border up, and if Sinn Féin decides they yet again want to play silly buggers, then we'll have to go after them.
Go after them. Well, there we have it, folks. That's the solution. Go after people with whom we break the terms of a Good Friday deal with. And if they don't like it, we just go after them.